Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode from my Roman campaign. I am Ahdohgahlius Magnus. Now, if you remember from our last episode, I have been preparing to attack the Massilians, and that's what I'm doing. I have my armies in place. I have three armies here. I have, well, one here. That's Antiqua. I have Legio Italica here, and I have Fretensis. Now, I have already broken my uh, non-aggression pact and trade agreements with the Massilians. I have one fleet here. This is fleet the second, Classicus the second Africana, Classis the second Africana, and Classis the first Missinensis is right here to attack Massalia. So I will go now to diplomacy and say, hey, Massilia, let's have a war. And declare war, and I know we're going to be untrustworthy and all these things. And you know what? I don't care. Go to hell. Eh. Wait a minute. I guess I do care. Okay. Against my better judgment, perhaps, then. Okay. And war it is. You have no friends, and I do. So let us now move in. Yeah. Blockade here. And can you blockade? I'm going to just blockade for now. Okay, just to piss them off. Okay, just to make sure that they don't try and attack me in my rear. Okay, which would really hurt. Okay, and yeah, we will lose this as well. I think. Come on, what's trouble here? Okay, blockade. Yeah, we don't have much of a chance of winning that, but I'm just trying to keep their fleets bottled up for the time being, so they don't try and attack me in my rear. And now this is, you are ally army. Well. Actually, I think we're going to move to... Have I moved my agents? I have. So let us now take... Yeah, you do not have ballista. And you do not need to attack by sea. I want you to attack Genua. Why does it do that? I don't understand why it does that. But by land. We should be able to take this without much trouble. Yeah, this is not worth fighting. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. E6, E1, alright, doom. Stab to the neck, I think. There we go. Mine. Genua is mine. And we do have a bit of coin left. I should have maybe saved some of that coin, but we'll fix, and that's all. Okay, so that's what we're doing for now. Okay, and you can besiege Medlin. Now, I'm sure that's going to be tough. They appear to have a full stack there. But I can always bring then my other army, the army that I just took Genua with bring them over. So let's continue the siege. And now, hopefully we'll have a battle here. And hopefully I do have an app running on my computer right now. So if there is some lag, I apologize for that right off the bat here. But let's take Patavium. And this should be fun. They don't have much cav, neither do I. They have a group of they have two. They have a group of citizen cav, two groups of citizen cav. My Triari should be able to take care of, and they do have a group of light horse. How about? Yeah, not much. All right, well let's get it on. Oh come on, don't lag, don't take forever to load. Oh, if it takes forever to load, I apologize. I don't want it to lag or to have a problem loading, but it appears as though it is not. So that's great, at least not yet. This looks like it will be fun. They're sallying out, so I'm not certain if that means that I will have to attack them or they will actually come out and attack me. I think sallying out probably is their best choice in this situation. They do appear to have a bit of a cavalry superiority, which tends to mean that open ground works in your favor. Now, that isn't necessarily always the case. But I think if I were them in this situation, I would likely sally out with my garrison, with the supporting army that is inside the city, would sally out and act as defensively as possible until they're within range, and then, you know, depending on how they're lined up and depending on what their formation is and depending on where their strengths and weaknesses are, react accordingly and hopefully smash them. But you see all of these silver chevrons here. I believe it's bronze. I have problems with colors sometimes, so I believe it's bronze chevrons. I'm guessing he doesn't have gold chevrons. Thank you to my veteran. So this is going to be a pretty crack force here. Hopefully they'll be able to defeat these relatively weaker forces. It is taking a little bit longer to load. Hopefully there's no lag in animations. If there is, again, I apologize ahead of time. But hopefully we can get at least a decent battle in here. Maybe if there's a lot of lag, I'll make this episode a little bit shorter. Hopefully the battle won't take too long. But usually, as I said, with this mod, or potentially it's with the patches and the mod. I'm not certain exactly why. But at any rate, battles tend to last a bit longer. Enemy morale is a bit higher. And you just have to slog through slaughtering, 3 times the amount of men. So please hurry. Please hurry. Again, I apologize for this. I can talk about it all I want, but eventually we just want to get it on. There's a little bit of high ground here, and if I were them, I might stay at the crest of that high ground until I attempt to attack it. Now, it looks like if they do stay there and act defensively, this appears to be a bit more of a gentler slope than this one, a more gradual of a slope. Now, I have already discussed the benefits of attacking from the gentler slopes and whatnot when it comes to assaulting the high ground. But unfortunately, if you remember, that was actually that battle against Carthage that for some reason YouTube did not publish the sound from. So if I do have an opportunity, I will do my best to discuss that again here if necessary. Depends on what they're going to do. Now, if I can seize the high ground, I will. That will work to my advantage most likely, even as I am attacking. They're already on the high ground, and I can only see certain parts of their force. And they are spread out on a long battle line. Well, I'm going to stay, of course, in my triplex Ackies. And we're already in triplex Ackies, so what I'm going to do is make you Group 1. Group 1. And I'm going to have you towards the center right. So over here, in general. Okay. Equites, you're fine where you are. You'll be battle group number 2. Velites, you'll be battle group number 3. Infantry control I. Out of formation attack. Hastati, you will be battle group number 4. Battle group number 5 will be Principes, and battle group number 6, you will be Triari. Now, I'm going to wait here just a tad to see how they... Well, they may use their more formidable and more numerous cavalry to assault me. And that would be perfectly fine if they want to come down off the high ground. I don't mind that. But of course, if they stand there and do nothing, I will assault, probably do something with a screen with my Velite. This is my okay, if they attack, then I'm just going to act defensively. And I don't really need to pull back at all. There's a little bit of a slope here, but that's not really any benefit to me. If they act offensively, if they come out and attack me, I'm basically going to try and just use my Triari to defend against their cav. Okay, pull my cavalry back towards my center until they're beaten or at least engaged. Their melee cav is engaged. And then take my cav and swing around and hopefully hammer at their cavalry while they're engaged with my spears. Meanwhile, I'll hopefully be able to pepper them a bit with my Velites before sitting in my Hastati. And they are in a longer battle line. They are more numerous than I am, I'm guessing. I don't remember exact numbers, but they, I believe, had a full stack inside the city plus a garrison. So I may try to put pressure on their center. That's one option. Or I could hit with my Hastati and then bring my Principes around and perhaps in a double envelopment or in a flank. Or I could just try and press their center to breaking. I'm not certain yet. That will depend on... Well, anyway, I'll get there when we get there. Now, if they act defensively and just stand at the crest of this hill, what I'm probably going to try and do is to squeeze my army in here, use my Velites as a screen, and pull them up and kind of attack them obliquely, okay, along this side here. Force them to kind of turn, okay. And what could happen, and what I'm guessing what the AI typically does, is it reacts to the closest, the highest threat, or the most threatening units, or whatever. And so if I get my Velite stuck in, that probably will pull some of that wing off the high ground. And so as I'm pulling them this way, and this is only because, I mean, obviously in battle, it doesn't, in an actual battle, it doesn't work that way, but that's what the computer tends to do. And then I'll just start assaulting them on this flank, and from here. And so I'll be assaulting their right, and pulling my center over this way. And hopefully, I'll be hitting their center, holding with my right, and hitting with my left. One option. Now, if they don't really turn off the hill, if they instead stay on the hill but turn, which is unlikely if they're with a battle line that long, okay? And this is probably what would happen in real life. They would leave kind of as a, at least that's how I would do it if I were trying to counteract what my enemy would be doing. If my enemy's doing what I just explained to you, okay. What I probably would do is just turn this into kind of like a very wide V, make a very obtuse angle here, okay. So infantry and missile units here, okay. Infantry, missile units here. Cavalry, I'd probably either bring to one flank, all of it to one flank, to use to, strike out, okay, either here or here, okay, depending on how my enemy is maneuvering, okay. And then I just stand here and wait to meet the threat, basically. I mean, I would probably wait till he's at the bottom of the hill starting to come up and then charge, maybe about midway, and then charge down, okay. But the AI doesn't seem to be able to do that, okay. But at any rate, if they are able to do that, what I probably would do is then just basically try and hold. I wouldn't really assault this area because obviously you do not want to charge up a hill like that. That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, that is a pretty, as far as Total War Rome 2 maps are concerned, that's a pretty steep slope. Okay, so what I probably would do, what I would do then to counteract that, if that's what my enemy was doing, what I just explained to you, okay, would be to hold here, screen with skirmishers, maybe bring my cav and maybe leave some triarii here just to kind of hold in case they decide to, pour down this hill. And then make my main assault on their left and swing here with the bulk of my melee forces, the bulk of my, Histati and Principes, and probably at least some of my cav. Okay, maybe possibly my general. I may leave my general down here, or I may put all my cav together and hopefully be able to swing around and hit the flank while I'm assaulting this way. Reason being that your men will be less tired, okay, and less vulnerable to, somewhat less vulnerable to missiles on a more gradual slope, okay, but also less tired. You will not be charging, almost up. What is that? I mean, that's a pretty harsh angle there. And they should still be able to be fresh when they get here and then charge up. Okay, so I did mention this when I was discussing that battle. I believe it was like episode 5, 6, 7, something like that, where I did not have any. After about 8 minutes, I ran out of audio to go with the visual. But at any rate, we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's just start the battle without further ado. Are we having some lag? I don't see any lag yet, but then again, I can't really see what they're doing. Speech? Speech.
You here without absolute confidence in you. Now, to arms.
Yeah, absolute confidence in you. Well, you're all silver chevroned up, so should not be much of a problem. And what are they doing exactly? They are marching to the crest of the hill, but I'm not certain as to what. It appears as though they're bringing their cavalry. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag. Oh no. Hopefully it's not too terrible. It appears as though it is getting kind of straightened out here. And it's because of that app that I'm working on here that I'm downloading. Working with, they are on the high ground, but not really. There's some lag again. I apologize for that. Hopefully it will not ruin this battle. They're appearing and they are acting defensively. And this is what? These are all Celtic slingers and trash. And they are evidently protecting that flank. That is actually a good way to defend that. That is what? That is Levy Freeman, and the way they're moving must be Cav. Yeah, Cav. Okay, so Massilian Hoplites. Levy Freeman. And what are they doing on their right? They're already off the hill. Okay, so I could potentially do what I had mentioned before with using my Triari to kind of hold this position here, make kind of a bit of an obtuse angle, if you will, and then attack, rush their right here, and then use that slope to attack up the hill, which may force their left to attack my force their right to attack my left, or force them off the hill. And that's what I will do. So let's take. I'm going to start with using my velites. I think we agreed that I would just say velites here, but you do not need to run. Okay, I could take you and just slide you over, and so I shall. I'm just going to slide these two battle groups over, like that. And then you do not need to run. Okay, and general, I'm going to bring you over here as well. You do not need to run. And I'm actually going to bring my equites more over this way, just so my Triari can protect them for now. Let us see. What does that look like, first of all? Yeah, that's my Triarii protecting my flank. Now, you remember from my battle against the Illyrians, the Ardiae. Triarii are pretty badass when it comes to fighting defensively. And so let's fast forward. Okay. Hopefully they'll be able to hold off until, you know, Kingdom Come. I don't know. Hold off any sort of attempt to crush them. We shall see. They do have... My biggest concern is that their cav might be able to outflank me, and so what I'll probably do then is just turn at least one or two of these units this way, and then hold with what remains of my Triarii here. Now, fast forwarding does not seem to be going very fast, so... But anyway, what I'm trying to do here is... I forget if it was the last option that I mentioned before, or what it was, but basically I'm just screening what I'm doing with my velites. Okay, bringing the bulk of my melee over this way. Okay, let's see how they're reacting. Yeah, they're reacting by pulling back, and they're reacting by causing some lag. Well, they're reacting by pulling back and not offering that flank, which is perfectly understandable. But if they're not going to offer that flank, what they are going to offer me is no. I really, really, really want to fight this, but I do not want that. God, no. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Well, maybe we'll just go normal speed and see if that helps it at all. And that'll slow it down, obviously, what's actually occurring here, but... Yeah, damn me for doing that mod while trying to record. Oh, shit. Okay, well, now I know it for future reference that's not a good thing to do. Okay, let's see. Moving all of my Principes and Hastati, sliding them over, and I think they kind of understand what I'm doing here, which is perfectly fine because, I mean, what I'm doing is pretty standard. I mean, it's not anything earth-shattering, but they are just not going to offer that flank, and it's perfectly fine once I get them stuck in. Okay, once I get my melee stuck in, my melee should be able to defeat their melee. We should be able to beat them on their left. It's just a question of whether my right can hold long enough, and whether my left can hold long enough against their right. Now, if they're going to be defensive, I will also march my left up there, and if they're going to be kooks and just stand there with their cavalry, stand there. That group of cav is coming up. Oh, that's Levy Freeman. Sorry, this is Citizen Cav, and that is Light Horse. They brought that Light Horse all the way from the other side, so it seems like they're going to be massing their more offensive firepower on the right, which, I mean, the Greeks would likely have done. Okay, but that means that this is going to be their main line of defense, and so what I'm going to do then is just, if I crush that line of defense, then, which we should be able to do, I mean, I'm guessing that they're not any tougher than the Illyrians, and if they are, well, they are, but not too concerned. Now, can we fast forward here? Will that cause more lag? It is. Kind of. Well, hopefully then you won't have to wait so damn long, at least. Even if there is some lag, it'll not be quite so laggy. Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, I'm also going to... I don't know if they're shifting or if that's their cavalry moving out to fight me. It seems like they're just shifting. But that's kind of what I'm guessing they're going to do, which is why I'm using my cracked Triarii here. So while these folks are... Let's see, where does their battle line end? While they are pulling this way, right here, I'm going to take my Triarii, holding down spacebar, and pull my Triarii like this. I'm going to give away what I'm doing. I mean, it's pretty obvious right now that most of my offensive firepower, most of my more offensive units are going to my right, so I'm not really hiding anything by keeping my Triarii there. They know basically what I'm going to be doing. It's like I said, it's pretty standard. So hopefully, what's going to happen is they're going to send these 2 or 3. There's 2 there. There are 2 there, and I'm guessing they will have a third one there, although I'm not certain. But at least 2 groups of cav. They'll probably engage on my right, try to get behind my lines, try to outflank me. And hopefully, my Triarii, hopefully I'll have the micromanagement down and be prepared for it and be ready to hold them with my Triarii, and then swing my Equites out and hit them in the flank or hit them in the rear, and hopefully get them to scatter and shatter and just break. And then we will basically, I mean, I'm guessing my Triarii will be able to hold. And we'll basically have one also on the left, which means that my Triarii then will be free to do the mop-up work, if there is any. Velites, I'm going to run you up. Hastati, you're still moving, but you should almost be in position. Principes are still sliding over, but doesn't really bother me at all. Okay. Hastati, yeah, if I pull them like that, they're going to be together in a long line, which I don't want. I want them to come in waves like this. So pretty clear what I'm doing. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care. March you up. Principes, we're going to let you slide into formation yet. You're still marching laterally. Okay, but you're almost in position. Should be almost in position. Yeah, you're almost in position. A couple seconds. We're fast forwarding as well. Again, I'm just getting preparations. There'll be a lot more action, hopefully, very, 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 very soon. Very, 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 very soon. Okay, very soon. I don't know. I guess so. I say very 6 times or something. It means that it will be extremely very, which is kind of odd. Why didn't I just say extremely very, or just extremely, which is redundant? But oh well. Okay. They are really pulling back here, and that's again pulling. That is pulling that, again, like I said, that's pulling that flank off the hill. Now I could, if I hadn't already committed to this, okay, which, I mean, I could still send my Principes over there, but, I mean, Triarii are not the best at assaulting, and once I get into range, they're probably going to come down off the hill anyway. So I'm going to just do what I'm doing, okay. Principes, you are in formation. You are ready to go, okay. And I'm going to just basically march you up. Let's see, how far are they? They're going to be like this. Principes, I'm going to move you up. And you're just going to walk, okay. Triarii, I'm also going to slide you over. You're still moving, but I'm going to slide you over just to protect the flank of my Principes here while they're sliding over. Okay, something like that for now. You do not need to run. Okay, Equites, I'm just trying to keep, again, holding a battle line is not necessarily the most important thing, but in this situation, I'm trying to keep, you know, if any of you are familiar what happened at the Battle of Gaugamela, and I don't mean, well, Oliver Stone's rendition of that was somewhat accurate, but if you're familiar what would happen at the Battle of Gaugamela, this is somewhat, I mean, granted, I don't have the cavalry superiority that Alexander had, and I don't have Alexander, and I don't have, you know, that, but this is somewhat similar to what marching an echelon would be like, although in echelon, basically it would be unit, unit, unit like this, just not giving them a flank, okay? Now I'm giving them a flank. I'm trying to tempt their cavalry to hit my flank. And what happened to Alexander is that these units, of course, these were phalangites and, what are they called? Hypaspists and hoplites or hoplites, okay? And other, you know, a mixture of heavy and light infantry. And they basically, mostly this area here would be the phalanx. Okay, they've charged, and obviously the land was flat, the ground was flat, and that created a gap in between Alexander's center and his left, which the Persians, you know, they nearly exploited it. I mean, they had some groups that got through here, but instead of attacking the phalanx in the rear, those units actually went on to Alexander's camp and started looting, and I believe, you know, trying to find Darius's mother and sisters or something, whoever Alexander had taken after the battle of, I believe it was Isis. Okay, my history is perhaps a little bit off, but anyway, you get kind of what I'm talking about here. Okay, and I don't want that to happen. I want my right to be secure, and I want you to march, not to run. Okay, I want my right to be secure. I want my left to be secure, and I want my center to be secure. So I don't want that gap to occur. Now it may, and I'm going to try and swing my Principes into formation so that doesn't occur, and so we attack kind of in an overlapping, something like this. Okay, if I can do that, and you do not need to run, but I'm going to basically what I'm doing is I'm just pivoting my line. Now my main attack is going to come with these. Velites will hopefully soften them up, unless they rush down the hill, and I'll have to pull my Velites back. But then, even when I am charging my Hastati in, my Velites will still be able to pepper them, hopefully. And basically, my main attack is going to come from my first line of Hastati, and then once they're engaged, they'll probably come down the hill anyway and start assaulting me. And then I'll send in this overlapped group of Principes. Hopefully, we can win either on the flank or somewhere in this general area where I have where I'll have local superiority, hopefully. We'll crack through, and then we'll be able to hopefully crush this right by attacking here and here. Kind of my goal. Somewhat similar to what happened at Gaugmela, although, of course, there are differences, especially as far as cavalry is concerned, and the units making the... because I'm, Rome, and Rome has crappy cav, but we shall see. We shall see what happens. That's kind of the idea here. I'm guessing that they are coming off the hill now, it appears, or they are shifting. Okay, well, I don't see any more of their units, so we're just going to keep... Oh, my velites have already stopped. Well, that's terrible. Okay, well, send them up a little bit higher. Again, they're just kind of screening and marching and walking around and being goofy. Can you go any faster? Let's go into normal speed. Hopefully they won't be so choppy. Oh, come on. There is audio from them marching. Okay, they are marching. Everyone is marching. Getting into formation here. Ah, they're coming off the hill, which is kind of stupid at this point. Are they going to come and attack my Triarii? They are coming to attack my Triarii, which is very nice. I don't mind that. And they are going to get outflanked. They're giving me the flank, but now my problem here is that potentially, oh, they're not coming there. Potentially, they will be able to crack my center. So are they coming down the hill? They are. It appears as though they are coming down the hill to attack me. And yeah, they have lots of stuff here, so I'm guessing the flank will not be as vulnerable as I expected. Okay. Let's pull my velites back. We should have superiority here. And once they bring all these forces up. Again, my biggest thing with the velites is that, if I could, I would hit them and weaken them, soften them up. It appears as though they're looking like they're going to try and hit my center. So let us... Actually, this is quite interesting. I think they understand what I'm going to be doing here, and they're reacting to it quite well. Good work, AI. Great work. But the problem is that now your right is extremely weak. And that's where my Triarii are, so... Alright, let's take a look at what's happening here, just to discuss quickly here before we get stuck in. Their left looks relatively strong, although that's a lot of missile units. They do have some cav, which I'm not too concerned about. I believe that's just citizen cav, which are, what, barely better than Equites, okay? This side is... Have they totally relinquished their flank? I think they have. So what I could do... Complete... Oh, I'm getting attacked. I didn't even see that I'm getting attacked here. That is what? Light horse. Okay, well, I'm not too concerned about it. Then you guys can just hold. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do what I said I was going to do, and that is just pivot these guys into play. So let us start attacking. So you... What is this? Levy Freeman. Okay, well, I don't want to relinquish... Okay, let's start our attack from where we're overlapping here. Let's hit them with Hastati. Let's first march our Hastati forward and push our Principes up a tad. Okay, kind of what I plan on doing. Okay, so let's move you up just to kind of get a feel for how they're going to react. Just a tad. They are going to... I'm going to put them in the run. Okay, see where that is going to occur here. They are sending this other group into my Triarii, so I'm going to send them to hit here if they can. You could... I'm getting attacked in the rear, but I'm not too concerned about that. You guys should be holding that up just fine. Why are you running this way? You should be running this way, gentlemen. Okay. And now let us bring our Equites over, like we had said. Lots of horses without riders running away here. We're getting peppered on this side. They are coming in with horses, which is not a huge issue. My Hastati should be able to hold off that little bit of garbage. And now we're going to start... Well, I think I want them to hit this group here. You can... This is all slingers and trash. You guys, up. You, up. I should have local superiority. And let's rush you up. Okay. Now, if they are able to exploit that gap on my left, I could have a bit of a problem, but I don't think they're going to be able to. Running in here, there's going to be a big mob, and we should be able to encircle them and destroy them. I do not have a tactical reserve, except potentially one group of Principes. And they are getting attacked, actually. Why are they getting attacked? They are... Oh, they're destroying Pila. So I want them to move up. And these guys will kind of act as potentially as my tactical reserve force until my left wins. And my left has not won, but here Equites are going to have to fight here. And hopefully we can sandwich them here. I have a group of Hastati, a couple groups of Hastati that are taking it in the shorts, but that's going to happen when you're getting pelted with slinger fire and your heavy melee infantry that doesn't move very well. You don't really have any supporting cav to help. We're lagging again. God damn it. Okay. Well, there is a bit of a gap here. Hopefully they will not be able to exploit that. I do have some overlap here, but what I want to be able to do is win. Remember, I said, up in here I wanted to win. It appears as though we have local superiority here. Are you fighting? You are in melee. I don't know what you're in melee with, but push through. Push through and hit him. Push through and hit him. This could be a bit messier than I expected. But Velites, can you hit these fools? If we can soften them up. Are you fighting? Are you in melee? You are in melee. This is what? Levy Freeman. Well, I don't want you to go that far. They can come to me and fight. Okay, but I want you to hit these fools. And they don't have any reserves either, so this is kind of... Oh, we're going to get attacked in the flank. That's perfectly fine. You hit them. We're going to get them in the rear now. We should be able to beat this horse. Have we beaten their horse here yet? Hit them. They are beaten. I know, it's very, very choppy. Again, it's because of that mod. But now I'm going to bring my Triari, this group of Triari, over here. And now, actually, we're going to hopefully win on the other flank. Completely from where... I'll be holding on my left, my right, and winning on the left. So, it's interesting. Anyway. Can we use you in any sort of positive way here? Fire on these fools. Which group is this? Hastati. Right there. Okay, yeah, you're getting beat up a bit. Well, let's bring my general over. And can we... No, he doesn't have any skills? What? New general? What? Okay, well, whatever. We are getting flanked over here. This is a group of Principes that is getting flanked by Levy Freeman. But they are getting beaten now by this group of Principes. So that's one of several reasons to have a tactical reserve. We have one over here. I like it. Yeah, this is hopefully going to be now easier than I thought it was going to be. If I can just get my computer to function a little bit faster here. And I apologize for this, but I wanted to get this battle in. The citizen cav should break. They're shaken. They should break any time. If and when we beat them, we destroy all their cavalry superiority. And now, well, when that happens, we can hopefully just start rolling up their right. And I think we are, it appears as though we are winning over here as well, so it's just going to kind of come down to whether my center will hold. It appears as though it is. Let's see. What are we doing over here? Do we have anything I'm missing? Besides the arrows flying and... Not arrows, the stones flying and whatnot. Okay, why are you throwing shit into my men? Okay, you should be throwing over here. Did I not say throw back, or did they come closer? Start throwing at these slingers, if you can. If you can. You still have Cav over here? This is Cav. Oh, Hastati, you have one on the flank here. Nice. Very nice. I didn't even realize that. Well, let's chase these fools away, at least a bit, so they're not firing into me like that. Could send our general, but I'm sure he would die. That would be tragic. Okay, one over here. Again, I apologize. Typically, it's not this laggy. It's because of that damn app that I'm using on my computer. So, anyway, we'll finish this ASAP. Hopefully, these fools will break. But they must be like silver chevrons or something. We've beaten this group of Levy Freemen. All right, they are shaken. They are wavering. They're broken. Okay, and they should be shattered soon. They are. Well, we're not going to go and pursue them. What I want to do now is hit here. Hit these hoplites. These hoplites are giving me trouble. But my Principes are hanging tough. They're doing well. Now we're going to flank them. And hopefully hit them in the rear as well. We could hit these Levy Freemen. But now what I want to do with my Equites is hit here. Get rid of their missile units. And then what I want to do is bring my Triari around and start hitting them, rolling up this flank, possibly hitting them in the rear. Okay? Again, battles do not always go. In fact, they rarely go as you expect them to. Okay? So if you're thinking, hey, this is completely different from what you said, you can't always control that. Okay? But it is, to some degree, working as I planned. I did not expect to win so easily on the flank. I was actually expecting to be able to crack through. And I think we actually are. I mean, they do have a lot of units here, but I think we're winning here. This is all, yeah, we're holding tough here. Principes are pretty bad. Principes are pretty badass. These are all broken. Well, they're broken units. They're Levy Freeman. They're broken. Okay, and we've won over here. Good, Triari. Oh, Triari, come hither. Good stuff. Yeah. Run. You do need to run. I do want you to run. I want you to get here ASAP. How are we doing over here? Are you getting pelted? Actually, you're doing alright. You're the ones that are getting hit. That is you. Okay, well. Oh, we've broken their left. We've won on the right.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh, General. I have something for you to do. Over here. And I'm going to actually... I normally would not do this, but I am going to bring my Velites. Or Velites. I think we agreed that I would say Velites. So Velites over here. Why are you standing here? You should not be standing here taking stones. Getting stoned. You should not be standing here getting stoned. Can we hit them? Hit these slingers, or at least chase them away. I wish I had 2 groups of cav over there. Ah, I do have 2 groups of cav. Well, you guys are probably getting beat to piss, but... We're throwing Beta. Alright, General. Oh, General. General, my General. Come over there. Yeah, now we're going to win. And it's pretty self-evident here. This group of Hastati is taking the shorts, but they are still hanging tough, and we should be able to break them, hopefully, before anything really too terrible happens. In fact, I'm going to go and rescue them now. Is that this group? No, that's Principes. Where the hell did that group of Hastati go? Hastati, you are here. Oh yeah, they're right on the edge here. Well, hopefully we won't get hit in the rear, but they do have lots left of numbers and whatnot. So this group is actually going to come and hit this group in the rear. Okay. Velites, I'm going to bring you up here as well, just to protect against any sort of missile fire while my buzzsaw, my Roman buzzsaw, does its buzzing. This is what? More crap. More slingers. Okay, well. Triari. Oh, Triari. How I love thee. Let me count the ways. Hit here. Here. And we're going to help. We're going to support our cav, which is not making quite as much headway as I had hoped. But we should be able to win this now. There should be no problem. Velites. Okay, sorry about that. Force of habit. Velites. We're going to pull you up to the top of the hill here. Our general's under attack. You'll probably die. Right. Actually, I want you to hit... Okay, let's hit these fools. Here. Okay, so now this is what is called a double envelopment. And it was not what I had planned. I had planned to simply hold on my left, but when they... Actually, what they did was, I believe, what I predicted the AI would do, and that was to pivot their line to the point that they already had their men off the hill, and by that time I think my Triari and everything was already in their range. I think there's a certain range in which, for the AI, after an enemy unit is within a certain range of one unit, or within units, it will just attack it. That's kind of what happened with that group of cavalry, but that's kind of what I planned for. I did not expect to win so easily on my left, but hey, we did, and now the battle is easier. We have not yet won here. Velites, or Velites. I think I'll just call you Velites again. Throw here. Throw stuff. Throw your javelins. Throw. What are we doing over here? This group of Hastati has gotten beaten down a little bit, but I think we're holding tough. We are surrounding them here. On 3, well, the flank and then in the rear. They do have an avenue to retreat here. And they are starting to break on their left. And we're throwing javelins into them. They should be into their skirmishers and whatnot. All that trash. Come on, get stuck in, guys. Get in here. Before that group of Hastati breaks. Why is this group... What group of Hastati is it? Okay, you guys are stuck in. Okay. You are fighting. You are in melee. Okay, so... Push in. We've broken, I think, several groups over here. I think I just saw one go quit flashing and run away. Push in hard. Be a little bit more aggressive, gentlemen, please. For the love of Pete. Okay. Hitting. Hastati. That is Hastati. Why are you not stuck in? You should be stuck in and hitting. What is this? Oh, those are Velites. Alright. Triari? I don't think we need you anymore. Yeah, that group of Hastati is wavering. That really sucks. We'll pull them back. Hopefully we'll still be able to hold. Hopefully that won't lead to an entire collapse of my line. Although we are basically in Italy. I don't think that would be too terrible if we lost that group of Hastati. General, how are you doing? You have not lost a man. And you have killed 82. Well, we're not going to completely make them retreat. I do want them to pull back. They could still act as a supporting cast here, but hammer into here, Equites. If we lose you, big deal. Big stinking deal. Alright, let's hit here instead. That'll hopefully take the pressure off of these gentlemen here who have been fighting for a long time, and that group of Hastati that has retreated, they are now in a better situation, in better straits. So they do have Pila. They could throw Pila. Yeah, they're in a world of hurt now, and I have my Velites back here throwing stuff. Should not last too much longer. No. That means throw, not line up like a bunch of idiots. You should be okay now. Please be okay now. Break off. Break something off. Equites have killed 400. Wow, Equites, you guys are not being completely worthless. Wonderful. This group of Hastati is taking it in the shorts, but they were fighting pretty valiantly over here. Now, can you guys hit these fools? Hopefully that'll. No. No. You. Oh, well, we've won. Alright, well, this is a settlement battle, so that is all we really need to do. They should have all died and gone to hell. Or will go to hell. Quit battle. Decisive victory. Alright, no, lovely. Yeah, so we lost. Ooh, we lost quite a few due to friendly fire. I'm guessing, thanks to my Velites firing into our rear there for a while, but if you look at our kills compared to theirs, it's a 5-to-1 kill ratio, okay? And they do not have many left. They have less than 2,000 left, and still have quite a few left. So, other than those two groups of Hastati, we didn't really take much in the way of losses. So, hopefully this will not take forever to load. But again, that mod is, I think, causing some slowdowns. Usually, with those numbers, not huge, exorbitant numbers, it should not have been a big deal. Without that mod. What I mean is, without that mod, it should not have been a big deal. But not the mod. The app, the app, the app that I'm doing on my computer currently. So hopefully this will quickly go away. If not, we'll just end the episode here, and I will save it, and we'll start the episode after this victory. But hopefully it will. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's getting a bit long, folks, so I'll just end it here. I'll end the episode here. I've done everything basically with this turn that I want to do. What I'm going to do is probably just raise this settlement and then leave this army there to replenish and whatnot, and then end the turn. So that is all, folks, for this episode. I appreciate your interest and your views, and we will be back very, very soon with more death for the Massilians. Ahdohgahlius.